Okay, I just hit the record button. Welcome to today's Success Strategies webinar here at Inside Real Estate. If you have any questions, of course, as always, just drop them in the chat box. These sessions are designed to be for you. If you have anything related to KV Core, any of our other products or services that you'd like to have discussed today, this is meant to be kind of a live help session to get you over any hurdles you're having. I generally come here with with a little bit to talk about to get us kicked off and started. And just know that you can always get the replays in the Inside Real Estate Success Strategies Facebook group. InsideRealEstate.com/Facebook group is the URL for that. And these replays are posted InsideRealEstate.com/webinars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash the like button and subscribe to that notification bell the way the kids do it these days, and follow our YouTube channel. That's where we put all these replays right there. So, hey guys, what I wanted to do today was kind of continue where we left off yesterday. We were doing some seller lead follow-up stuff. You can see that replay here from 9/8/20. And toward the end, Robert Stewart asked, he said, would you include a core voicemail follow-up with these seller leads? And it was kind of a light bulb. Was totally overlooking that. I didn't have that in my list of follow-up items at all. So I said that we would start off today's session by showing how we would pull that off. And it's actually quite simple. So if anybody could just let me know that you can hear me in the chat, just say hello. We don't have a huge crowd today. I didn't promote this session very well, but just let me know. Hi, Allie. Thanks. And I'll continue on. So let's get going here. And I want to show you the existing campaign I was working on yesterday in Marketing Autopilot. We had our smart campaign going. We were doing all kinds of stuff. We were sending home valuation reports. We were sending zaps over to Thanks.io to get a postcard out in the mail. And we had this really cool home valuation follow-up campaign built out. And then Robert was like, well, what about voicemails? So let's get that going. So here's my campaign. Right now, it just has a zap that sends the lead over to Thanks.io. And then it creates a task in the system for a home valuation report. You'll notice, as I'll repeat, I don't have any emails here. And that's because I prefer to use property alerts for every contact to send them listings near their house. And that's already working great for these leads as the way that I email people, other than maybe sending mass emails one-off every now and then. I don't stress out about putting a bunch of emails in these campaigns. But I don't have here a text and I don't have a voicemail. I was kind of overlooking those two things. So if I want to add a voicemail, the first thing I need to do is I need to go into the marketplace in KV Core. And if you just type voicemail in the search box, it should be under the add-on section. But if I just type voicemail, you'll see core voicemail drop, and you can add automated voicemails to your plan. So I went this morning and I just added my 150 voicemails a month. That'll be plenty for this lead type and for the other leads that I'm doing. And I added those for $20 a month. So once that's added, I can then go back to Marketing Autopilot. And inside of that campaign, here it is. I can then add a template with a recorded voicemail. So if I go to the voicemail section in templates, you'll see I have one right here, and then I have add template. Now the weirdest thing, I hear myself talk a ton, probably more than most people on video and online, but for some reason, this recording I did today just didn't sound like me for some reason. Maybe something's wrong with my ears. But anyway, I guess I'll play what I recorded. And I'll just stress that kind of a best practice when you record these is to kind of keep it casual to the best of your ability. You are just talking to a computer screen. You're not really talking to a human. So you kind of have to act a little. But here's what I recorded.
Hi, Ryan Hartman here with Forever Florida Real Estate. I saw you just requested that home valuation report. Our team will get to work on preparing that and get it emailed over to you in the next few business hours. If you need anything else, have any other real estate needs at all, don't hesitate to reach out. You can reply to the email or this phone number. You can text me anytime, and I'd be happy to help you how I can. All right, thanks a lot. We'll get that report over as soon as possible. Bye.
All right, so that was me. The audio, I don't know if it's me or the service itself. I'm going to ask our devs because all the other audio I've been recording on my computer seems fine. But when I recorded that into the system today, it seemed a little fuzzy. I don't think it's a big deal. It's not going to stop me from sending that voicemail. You know, it just sounds like a bad cell connection. And Allie's saying it was hard to hear. Yeah, sorry about that. I'll kind of repeat here what I said. I basically just said, hey, thanks for requesting the home valuation. We'll get that sent over in the next few business hours. If you need anything else, feel free to text me anytime. That was the gist of it. you know, and I tried to make it sound like I actually picked up my phone and dialed and was leaving a voicemail. So yeah, sorry if it's hard to hear. It's just the way the audio works. You know, it was coming out of my computer speakers and then piping back through Zoom. So yeah, it might have been tough. But anyway, I got it recorded here. And then the next thing I need to do, it's not too hard. I go back to my campaign. Pretty simple. It's home valuation. And then I can just add the voicemail. See, I'm doing add action at the right side. And it is home valuation follow-up, voicemail, right here. Oh, and I could have added a new recording on the fly. I didn't notice that before, so I didn't even need to go make the template first. I can add it on the fly right here. So I'm going to click. I can preview it there if I want, and then I'll click run immediately. I'm actually going to make this delay about 13 minutes. Let me try to turn off my Slack. I apologize, everybody. I usually have that off. Somebody's blowing me up over here. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I have it added, and then I'm going to do minutes 13. I'll do 9 minutes. So this kind of makes it feel more organic. That's the idea, right? So I'm going to select minutes, 9. So it feels to the person like, hey, they just did this thing online. They requested my valuation report, and a little bit of time goes on, and their phone buzzes because they just got a voicemail, and it seems kind of organic, like I noticed it a few minutes later. So I'll click add. And then here is our campaign. We're sending it to send an automatic postcard. We're setting up a task to send the home valuation report. We've got the valuation follow-up email. And then, of course, I could add a text as well, which I was kind of forgetting alongside the voicemail. And the text could just be, hey, I saw your report. Now, I'm going to get a little jiggy with this since nobody's asking any other questions. I'm going to show you a little hack that I like to do for home valuation requests. So let's do that. And I think a text is the perfect place to do it. So I'm going to do add template, text template, and I'm going to do home valuation condition follow-up. You'll see what I mean by condition. And then my content is going to be hi, and then first name. You'll probably notice this is a little Easter egg that we don't have documented, but if I hit the brackets when creating a text, it brings up my merge tags right here. So hi, first name. I saw your property, your valuation request for, and I can actually probably merge in the street address. Let me see if I can. Yeah, look at this, Lead Street. Isn't that sweet? Because I'm merging in the property address. Request for, quick question. On a scale from 1 to 10, what condition would you say the property is in? I really like this one to get them talking. So a lot of people, I used to do this by email a lot. A lot of people will reply with a 1, a 9, a 2, and then it kind of gets the conversation started. So I'm going to call this my home valuation condition follow-up, add template. I could add a core video there if I want to go even further, a little extra mile. You saw the core video thing, but let's just keep it like it is for now. Go back to the campaign. Valuation follow-up. And let's add this text in. Now, I did just do after 9 minutes, the home valuation follow-up email. I would usually send a text a little bit quicker than 9 minutes, but let's make it look like I'm sending the text, say 5 minutes after I did the email. So it really starts to feel like I'm on top of this thing, okay? Like I'm working on it. So I'm gonna go add action, SMS, home valuation follow-up. All right, I gotta find the template. There it is. From agent to contact run after 14 minutes. So 5 minutes later. Oops. Minutes. 14. So we'll edit that. So what you guys are seeing here, you know, the last 2 days is the construction of kind of a full seller lead generation funnel. It starts with the Facebook ad. They request a home valuation report. There's some human stuff that needs to happen to create the report. So we have a task triggered here. We're sending postcards again. We're doing a voicemail. We're doing a text. We're setting up property alerts. We're setting up a home valuation report that goes out every month. We are really, really automating this thing up so that the end result is that people start talking to us about their properties, which is what you need to do if you want to get listings, right? That's one way to go about getting listings, is to actually get homeowners talking to you about the property they own. So you can see here, I had this response yesterday. I got around to it and replied to her, and I haven't done much else with these leads. But you will see that my activity is picking up on property views because I have been setting more people up for alerts as they come in. So Annalisa dropped a link. Thank you, Annalisa, to the text messages to your contacts overview. That's great about how to do that. So lots of details. Does it have that little Easter egg in there? Yeah, see, it's in there with the brackets. So thanks, Annalisa. I'll show you how to do that. And overall, I think the key takeaway is, yeah, follow up across multiple modes, modalities, and channels. Direct mail, voicemail, email with property alerts, and text messages. You've got a good way of going. All right, let's go ahead and get to questions. Greg says, is there a way of printing out the template design to better tweak what we want to include? Greg, do you mean in the text message? I don't think there's a way to print that out unless you mean an email templates. Or if you mean the hotkeys, the kind of brackets trick, the different fields. Overall designs of the text message. Well, text messages don't tend to have a design. And I would argue that if they do, you have a good chance of them getting sent to spam if you do too much media. Maybe you mean something else. But the overall design of a text message should just be text. That's just my opinion. As soon as we start to send a bunch of multimedia and we try to get too fancy, I think we go into territory where we get blocked or marked as spam. That's for both email and text. Project breakdown. You mean, Greg, like kind of a workflow of how you would do all this step by step, but not the designs, like the design of a campaign? Oh, yeah, I don't know if we have a specific doc that shows you the smart campaign construction. We should, if that's what you mean. I can look for that. Annalisa's probably already searching for it. But we probably have docs about creating smart campaigns. The actual workflow to create these kinds of funnels, I am mostly doing this and making it up as I go, as you can see. But I think the general idea is to get an understanding of what is possible and what can go into this. And once you know what's possible, you don't really need a step-by-step framework. You just need to know that, hey, I'm going to follow up across multiple channels and then go into KV Core and say, oh, I need to add a text message. Let me add some emails and so on. But yeah, Annalisa she's dropping some resources. Thanks, Annalisa. Ali's asking, when someone unsubscribes from a newsletter, it unsubscribes completely from the entire database. Is there a way to avoid this? Probably not. I would guess we're probably going better safe than sorry there. But unsubscribes, I know they can seem like a loss, but really it's kind of a good sign. It means you're taking action. A certain percentage are always going to unsubscribe. So I wouldn't worry too much, but I just don't think that there's a way to avoid the total unsubscribe, because it's basically somebody telling our system, hey, we don't want communication, and we don't want to get into the trouble that would come with that if we do continue. So Darcy says we should try to CMA on you. Okay, so you tried to CMA. Did you use Realtor Property Resource, Darcy, the RPR? It's going to, if you mean it didn't work, as in it just didn't find a value or the value was way off, that's just going to be the nature of these online things. And I think we just need to be careful. Even you saw in my messaging yesterday, I said, hey, this is a computer generated. If you want the real thing, I got to come over. So if that's what you're referring to about it not working. Oh, it got stuck in RPR or in KV Core? Man, I haven't even tried to use do we have a CMA generator? Okay, yeah, that would be, you can send that to support as it might be a bug. Let me go to Smart CRM. Let's see if I can generate one of those. I haven't looked at that feature in a really long time, so let me, I forget if it's from the listing page or if it's from within. So you can add the MLS ID to do a seller report. I'm trying to remember, guys, where to do the CMAs. You can create the market reports right here. That's what you mean, seller report. In listings. And I know we're doing a lot of work to beef that up. We have some exciting stuff coming there. Thank you, Annalisa. Left side of contact at the top. Okay. Oh, the seller report, this thing. Okay, so we would add the MLS ID, and then it would create. It's supposed to create a report. Okay, thanks. I wasn't sure that's what we were talking about. Okay. Yeah, so you can, if they're a current seller, you can have a report go out about their property. And I think we've done some work on that lately too, about that. Darcy's saying no to CMA. Sorry, that's just me and my typically sketchy. KV Core does so much that I just have like gaps in my knowledge of what we can do. Thank you. Thanks for saving me there. Brett's telling me it's in the lead engine. Thanks, guys. CMA, thank you. Right. In the CMA builder here. So let me try it out. Well, that's funny. Nobody told me this yesterday. I was going all through all this stuff about the RPR report, and I've been spending a bunch of time building those. So let's see how this works for my house. I'll tell you if it's accurate or not. So you're saying that this didn't work out great, Darcy, when you did your own property. So I'll have our team look at it. It's taken a minute to do mine. Could have timed out, could have been just a random bug, or could have been something related to your property. So if you do chat us and you tell us what address it was that didn't work, that might help. All right, there we go. Cool. It took a minute, but it generated. And let's see if I could send this to a customer. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this now. Right. This is the report that's generated off of the seller page. If anybody wants to buy an old VW Volkswagen and won't start, that Google Street caught up here, this bad boy is almost dead, but collectors like it. I'm about to list it. Just let me know. Just kidding around. But yeah, this isn't too bad. I could see sending this right out of the box. It's not the 20+ page report I promised in my ad, but this could work. The value range is crazy wide. And, this I'd be worried about in some cases. And, people get upset about our system. They're like, oh, the value's way off. Truth is, there's no good way for a computer to do the value. We all know Zillow can't be accurate every time. There's no way to please every property in every case. They're probably a little under with me with where comps are in a lot of markets, right? But I think these comps are an opportunity to tell the client, hey, the computer's kind of got lagging data. The market's been going up. And there's a good chance that the value is a little lower than you would expect right there. So, but yeah, very cool. And thanks for reminding me that we can do this. And B saying, yeah, it's about starting a conversation. It is a good start. Exactly. And it's almost like a benefit that the property might be a little off. I just want to bring that up that, hey, you should mention that as you send these reports over. Say, hey, I took a look at it. There's a good chance that, as the market's pushed up higher, the data is lagging behind. The dumb robot doesn't know a computer. So just if you need me to come over and give you a real opinion, I can do that. But this isn't too bad for mine in particular. And then, of course, we do have the pitch sheets as well. Annalise is reminding us about. I can show you those real quick. Cool. Darcy says it's good. So I'll get off that. So it is good. So that's a great tip though. So I mentioned yesterday, Realtors Property Resource. You don't even have to go that far. You could actually be generating those reports directly from the contact record as your listing leads get in. The only thing that I'll probably do is change the language in my Facebook ad from yesterday. And instead of promising 20 plus pages, you know, it's just what I was doing because it was going to be RPR. I probably just use different language like detailed report or something, you know. But yeah, definitely this funnel should work just the same if you're sending these nice PDFs out. And remember, you should be able to just link directly to the link for the PDF. I don't think this goes anywhere. Let me try opening a new browser, but I'm pretty sure this lives on our server for a little while and is accessible. Yeah, it's really not bad. All right, cool. And then the pitch sheet that I was just, Annalisa was reminding us about. I think you go into a specific listing here. And then you go to manual listings. Just did this like 2 weeks ago. I'm losing my mind. You go to manual listings. And I've got a few of my demos here. So you can do this if you have a new listing that you want to kind of sell the seller on the idea of listing with you and you want to put this in your listing presentation, you can build a pitch sheet. So you need to add the property very quickly as a manual listing. No big deal. You just list it as a coming soon. It won't show on your site if you don't want it to. And then you can go into the address. And then right up here at the top right, you can generate a pitch sheet. So you'll see the green down at the bottom of my screen. It says that it's generating it, and it'll take a minute. And it sounds like it doesn't need to be, it could be any status. I think I was doing coming soon exclusive. Yeah, just based on what the story is, you would adjust the language status there. So did I do it? I view it now. And this is pretty good right here. So if I was sending myself a pitch sheet, my value changed when I did the pitch sheet. Now I'm happier. I just, wow, 50 grand, quick. All right, so, so here we go. It shows how many buyers in the area, active buyers in St. Pete, active buyers total. And this is pretty cool. And you know, we can actually send this sheet out to anybody in our database, I believe, who is interested by going back here. Send exclusive alert right here. So Solid Ads asking, when would you use a pitch sheet? This isn't so much for the home valuation itself as the follow-up. This is more for as you get the conversation going further and you want to show the seller that you have active people. So maybe put it in your listing presentation. Maybe as a follow-up, like if they don't reply to the home valuation, maybe I go back in 2 weeks and I'm like, hey, just, you know, thanks again for the request of the home valuation. I just ran a quick look in our database to see how many buyers we might have for your property if you're thinking about selling. And then you can send a pitch sheet then. So it's more of a kind of follow-up deal. You can also send an exclusive alert. Whew, I'm glad. It'll send to all leads that meet the search criteria. I'm glad I didn't have any in there because I didn't know it was going to send right away. But yeah. Very cool. And Allie's asking, if farming a new area, can you manually add a sold listing if not coming soon listing? Yeah, I would just err on the side of caution when it comes to actually publicly marketing, you know, publicly listing the thing. I think with coming soons, you don't have to show them on your site, right? Let's see, I think there's a setting to make it active or inactive. I don't look in here enough. Listing site coming soon. So the sold you could do, like you said, but definitely you could do that and then create pitch sheets around them. Yeah, you pick any random address. Yeah, just be careful and make sure it's not showing up on the front of your site so you don't get anybody upset. But you're saying just to kind of show in the price range, that would be a good hack, a good way to do that. Yep. Just so you have a report that you can show to a list seller. Great. And you know, just another tip on this, I probably mentioned this yesterday, on these seller leads, you know, treat them as if they're buyers too. And that plays into the idea of definitely setting everybody up for alerts, because that's going to be critical, just as a way to get emails that keep going to the person. So you can see here, I have alerts going out. Does anybody have anything else today that you'd like to discuss? So we went over sending voicemails. We got some, we did a lot of stuff to follow up on a listing. Lots of stuff. From there, it's just a matter of keeping the ads running, maybe trying new ad angles. So let's see here. Power scripts, Annalise is saying. I'll get Brian for that. I don't have any scripts. Just talk to people. Okay, I'll bring that up. I will mention that we had a lot of takers so far on the coaching session in the marketplace. So this one-on-one coaching is kind of like a business growth thing where you can get on, have somebody, an expert, kind of look over what you're doing, strategize. You have questions about what ads you should be running, what things you might be missing in KV Core, specific questions about specific features, and you want one-on-one time. We just launched this week, so I'll plug that real quick there. Core one-on-one coaching session. Don't forget about Core Video Bomb. Don't forget about Core Voicemail Drop here. And I'll bring up this article about Power Scripts. We'll drop this here. So, Power Scripts for seller leads. I have never looked at these. So thank you, Annalisa. I think that's what Annalisa was mentioning. So definitely check out the Power Scripts. Some ideas for what you might say, either in your voicemail or talking to people. Definitely, if somebody's not ready to sell, just say, no problem. I'm going to set you up for alerts so you know what your property's worth moving forward. That's a really easy transition. And then these seller leads, of course, you can go on the investment side with them too. Cool. Are you thinking about buying another property? It's just and a lot of the listings that I've gotten, if I really think about all the listing inventory that I've gotten, being kind of an investor-focused agent over the years, working sort of low end and fixers and flips. A lot of the actual listings come out of that activity where you're working from the buyer side, and they kind of feed on itself. So if you need a strategy for getting listings, put yourself out there as an investor agent. It really works well. You'll land the occasional professional rehabber who you build a really good relationship with. I know a lot of you guys know this, but who gives you a series of listings over time. But it works the other way as well, where you get the listing and then or you have the listing lead, and then you can move the conversation over into, hey, have you thought about tapping the equity in your house and buying a buy-and hold or doing your first fix and flip? And that conversation on a number of levels works really well. You're positioning yourself as an expert. Nobody else is asking that lead that. Everybody else is just focused on following up and trying to list a house. And you're positioning yourself as more of an expert and consulting moving forward. Cool. Does anybody have anything else you'd like to discuss today? We went to our format here where we're doing these 3 times a week. So, it's easier for me to have a lot of structure. I think we had structure the past 2 days, but about a half hour in now, I'm running out of things to talk about. So if nobody has anything else you want to dig in on, we can just go for today. I'll reference the replays again. InsideRealEstate.com/webinars is where you can watch all the replays of these. We have the group is buzzing. Definitely check out the Facebook group. I think what happens in there, even for me, you just see some of the stuff that the other people are talking about and you get ideas. You could get overwhelmed, or you can look at it as, hey, I'm going to go in there and just kind of get little nuggets that I can apply in my business. And, there's just tons of great conversation going on in there. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Brett. Thanks, Annalisa, for your help as always. Just dropping me those links and saving my butt when I get lost and not knowing how KV Core works. But we'll see you guys tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and we'll have something new and fun to talk about. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.